said distinguished, and I don't know, that might have went a little too far. I hope to bring some rain with me today for everybody, so if it does rain, I requested that. Again, Billie Sutton, District 21 Senator. You know, when we were looking at this race and interested in getting in this race, it was for many reasons, but probably none more important than we felt like we live in a country divided, that we live in a state that has become more and more divided. And I believe that we only accomplish big things when we work together. And I think we can come together as a state and as a nation, but only if we come together around shared values. Values like honesty and integrity and hard work. Those are all values that I learned on our family ranch growing up. You know, I started going to rodeos as early as 4 and 5 years old. Some people would call that child abuse. My parents called it rodeo. And I fell in love with rodeo at a very young age. And I went to 4-H rodeos and high school rodeo. I competed in a lot of different things throughout my high school career, whether it was wrestling or football, track, band and choir. My parents believed that it was important to be involved in a lot of things. It grew you as a person. But rodeo was always my love. And I was fortunate to win second in the nation in the saddle bronc riding at the National High School Finals when I was a senior. That created a big opportunity for me. The University of Wyoming rodeo coach was there and offered me a full ride. I took that opportunity, had a good college career. One thing that's unique about college rodeo and pro rodeo is that you can do it at the same time. And so I started, during my sophomore year of college, started rodeoing professionally while I was getting my degree in finance and college rodeo at the same time. And then my life changed pretty drastically. In 2007, I was at a rodeo in Minot, North Dakota, the Badlands Circuit Finals. I drew a horse they called Ruby. I had won the Clear Lake Rodeo earlier in the year on that horse and was pretty excited to have her drawn. It was a day like any other day. I got in the chute, was reaching for my right stirrup. She flipped over on me, pinned me against the back of the chute, shattered 2 vertebrae, and was instantly paralyzed from the waist down. That was a pretty stark moment for me. I was a very independent person, very focused on what I was going to accomplish in my rodeo career. And that day forever changed how I looked at the world. Because of the people that invested in me, because of my friends and family and community, people like my mom and dad who never quit on me, people like my wife Kelsey. At that time, we had been dating for 2 weeks, and she stuck with me through everything, didn't blink, and had my back every step of the way. People have asked me, if you could go back to that day, would you change it? And the answer is no. The answer is no because of what I know now. What I know now is that I'm married to my best friend. We have Liam, who's 2 years old, the light of our life. I've had the opportunity to serve in the legislature the last 8 years. And now I have the opportunity to be the governor of South Dakota. It's been an incredible journey, but I didn't do it alone. I did it with the people that invested in me. Together we accomplished big things. I never saw myself in politics, but here I am. It created in me a focus on public service and more caring for others around me, a need to improve our communities. That's the biggest reason that I'm in this race, because I think we can do better. We've done some good things in South Dakota. We have focused on economic development in a rural way like we've never done before. We created the Building South Dakota program that I was a part of those conversations and involved in what that looked like. That invested in infrastructure and education and affordable housing. Those are all things that we need to continue to focus on. We've worked to reform our correction system. We got teacher pay out of last in the nation. Not far enough, but we did get out of last. We've been in last for a long, long time. But we have a lot more to do. We're one of a handful of states that doesn't offer state support for early childhood education. That's a black eye on South Dakota. We used to have the second lowest tuition rates in the region. Now we have the second highest. We're the only state in our region that taxes food. These are all policies that are holding South Dakota back. Holding us back from having an upwardly mobile middle class. We've got to change that. But before we can talk about those issues, we have a bigger issue that seems to be holding us back. It's a culture of complacency and a lack of transparency and accountability in state government. So I think in this election there's a clear choice. There's a clear choice between the status quo and business as usual, which is what my opponent is representing, or a choice of something new, something different, a more transparent, honest, and accountable government. A government that works as hard as you do. We deserve better. But deserve has nothing to do with it. This kind of change is going to come with hard work and honesty and integrity. We've got to work to get our economy going, to support those folks that are having a hard time getting by. As an investment rep, I work with people every day that are struggling to get by, that are trying to save for college, that are trying to put food on the table for their families, that are trying to save for retirement. We have a lot of work to do. But at the end of the day, we have to invest in our people. We have to invest in job skills training. We have to invest in our kids, to focus on giving them opportunities to create a great education system. You know, our needs-based scholarship is one example of an area that we could invest in. Here in South Dakota, we invest $11.85 for every Pell Grant eligible student in South Dakota. Minnesota invests $1,600. Wyoming, almost $2,300. We have a great opportunity here to invest in our future. And our future's bright. When I look into my son Liam's eyes, I know what the future looks like. It's a huge opportunity for South Dakota. But I can't do it alone. And frankly, this race isn't just about me. This is about you. This is about the people of South Dakota. Because I know that together we can accomplish anything. And I'm not going to sit here and talk the whole time. What I want to do is hear from you. I want to hear what's important to you. And I want to answer any questions that you might have. But what I do know is that together we can build a stronger South Dakota where tomorrow is better than today. Thank you, and I look forward to answering the questions you might have and hearing your input. So.